Welcome back, everyone. This is my Avengers 5 video. Marvel revealed a first look at part of the roster of the new team with the people that are going to be in that movie, new characters from Marvel Phase 4, a bunch of new costumes for some of the returning characters like Thor, and some references to how they're treating the legacy characters who have died or gone away in the MCU, like Iron Man and Steve Rogers' Captain America. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We're doing a giveaway for Disney Plus memberships. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, and let me know which other brand new characters from Marvel Phase 4 that they're introducing you want to see on that next Avengers team, or in Avengers 5. I'm mostly going to focus on the brand new characters, the new costumes during this, but obviously there are going to be a billion characters in that next Avengers film. But you've probably been hearing recently that Avengers 5 seems like it's going to turn into an actual full-blown Secret Wars multiverse movie. We'd all assumed that they do eventually, but I didn't expect that to happen till like Avengers 6, so no complaints here. I would love to see a Secret Wars movie. Clearly we've seen during Marvel Phase 4 so far with all the multiverse movies, they've started to set up Secret Wars. Spider-Man No Way Home with them breaking the multiverse, then kind of fixing it with magical flex tape. We have Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where they're going to break reality even more, break the multiverse even more. Ant-Man 3 Quantumania with Kang the Conqueror, and the Loki series with the Kang Multiverse War. So you don't need to be a genius to see that they're setting up Secret Wars for the next Avengers film. But if you saw a version of this first look preview in your feed the past week, this is just part of what the new Avengers roster is going to be in Avengers 5. And when I say new roster, there's going to be the new core Avengers team, which usually has anywhere from like 6 to 10 members. Then there's a bunch of other side characters and heroes who are in the Avengers movies, but aren't themselves like core Avengers characters. So this preview here that somebody thankfully took a picture of, even though it clearly says no pictures, is of some of the characters who will be in that next Avengers movie. As you can also tell, this picture cuts off a bunch of people. Like there's a bunch of people over on the left side of the frame that you can't see that are cut off, and a bunch of people on the right side of the frame that are cut off. Like you can see the person who's going to become the new version of Black Panther standing halfway in frame with a slightly different Black Panther suit than the one worn by T'Challa before he died. And I know Spider-Man is front and center here in his Iron Spider suit, despite the fact at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, Dr. Octopus first demolishes the Iron Spider suit, then gives back his nanites, and they form the new integrated suit. And after Doctor Strange performed that second spell and everyone forgets Peter Parker, he cuts up the integrated suit for scraps and uses those to create his brand new suit based on the classic comic book blue and red suit, like a cloth suit. So theoretically, the Iron Spider suit should not exist, but I think the reason it's depicted here, in some of the characters have their new costumes, but some of them look like the older versions of the characters. Like you have Thor here wearing his new Rune King Thor costume that he'll get during Thor Love and Thunder, next to Jane Foster in her Thor costume that she's getting in Thor Love and Thunder, is because when they made this picture, they'd already decided how some of the future characters would look, some of the costumes would look in the Marvel Phase 4 movies, but they hadn't finished figuring out exactly what the designs of Spider-Man's new suit would be because they have to work with Sony on that, and they hadn't figured out what some of these other characters are going to look like in their future movies. And some of these characters will have sequels before Avengers 5. Don't worry, I'll talk about the full Marvel Phase 4 and Marvel Phase 5 schedules because we know what all the Marvel movies are going to be through 2025. But like Spider-Man, for example, we're going to see Spider-Man 4 before Avengers 5 comes out. And as is tradition, Spider-Man always gets a big suit upgrade in every movie. So I think when they made this mural, they were just like, just put him in his Iron Spider suit because that's the last suit that he wore in the previous Avengers movie, Avengers Endgame. But yes, Rune King Thor, or whatever you want to call this new, most powerful version of Thor, I did a Rune King Thor video a couple days ago, so I'll add a link for that in the description below, because we got a much better look at the costumes. But the difference in this preview is that it shows what he'll look like when he's wearing the full-on helmet. In my other preview, he was not wearing the helmet, he was just wearing this new suit. This one is inspired by Rune King Thor's battle armor from the comics, which is just a mixture of golds and blues. You can see Jane Foster's Thor costume is just designed to look like a combination of Thor's old armors and comic book female Thor with some added red coloring so that she pops on screen when she and Thor are fighting next to each other on screen, and it gets really crazy. Marvel does try to make all the heroes with similar costumes look as different as possible so that all the really casual fans don't get confused about who's fighting who when things get really crazy with huge battles. But as they teased in the Shang-Chi post-credit scene, Shang-Chi is on the new Avengers team. That was why Wong brought him to the meeting at Kamar-Taj with the Bruce Banner, Hulk, and Captain Marvel, welcoming him to the fold.
Welcome to the circus.
You're gonna have to start getting used to that. The trajectory of your lives will be like nothing you've ever experienced before. And there's no going back.
We'll probably see Shang-Chi 2 before Avengers 5, so don't be surprised if he also gets another new costume, just like Spider-Man is getting a new one in Spider-Man 4. As you can see, Bruce Banner Hulk is still on the team, Mark Ruffalo not going anywhere. There's been talk about them using the She-Hulk series to set up a World War Hulk movie, in that Marvel has somehow worked out whatever their problems were with Universal, so the things preventing them from actually doing a Hulk solo movie before aren't really that big a deal anymore. We'll probably learn more about that during the She-Hulk episodes later this year. And yes, obviously Doctor Strange is going to be in the next Avengers movie, so he's probably somewhere cut out of this picture, just off to the right or to the left. And even though you can't see Scarlet Witch anywhere on here, Kevin Feige did say that she was going to be a huge part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward, so she would be back for this as well. But zoom in and enhance on the new Black Panther here down in the lower right-hand corner in front of Shang-Chi, it physically still looks like a man, so I'm assuming that means, at least without more evidence, that it's not Shuri. Right now the rumor is that during Black Panther 2, M'Baku becomes the next Black Panther, but the way they're supposedly going to be dealing with T'Challa's legacy, because they're not going to recast the character, is that they're saying that between the events of the Black Panther movie and Avengers Endgame, at some point before he died, he and Nakia had a child together, so T'Challa will have a son, and eventually he'll become the future Black Panther when he's old enough. But until then, M'Baku will wear the mantle. So when we have a big Avengers movie, big crossover movie, and you want to see Black Panther fighting on screen, it'll be M'Baku in the costume. Supposedly they're also bringing back Killmonger, but he'll be inside the ancestral plane, and he'll sort of be like this hardcore version of Obi-Wan Kenobi or Yoda, speaking to the future Black Panther, giving them advice from the ancestral plane. Somehow Force Ghost Killmonger sounds like a weird proposition, but I'm totally down for it. But over on the left side of frame, just a little cut off, you can see Miss Marvel. Captain Marvel is also on the far right side, and I'm sure Monica Rambeau is also probably cut off a little here too. But you can see some of the other Guardians of the Galaxy that are cut off of frame, like you can see Groot next to the new version of Gamora. I'm just calling her 2014 Gamora for now. So Groot, for example, will also change form again, like they're just showing what Groot looked like the last time we saw him here. During Guardians 3, it sounds like he'll be growing into what Vin Diesel is just calling his Alpha Groot form, like the most powerful version Groot has ever been. The same way that Thor is becoming a much more powerful version of himself. And even though we haven't seen him in Guardians 3 yet, Adam Warlock would also probably come back for this. The other brand new Marvel Phase 4 characters they confirmed but are cut off here, like you can't see in this actual picture, are Kit Harington's Black Knight character and Cersei from the Eternals film.
Sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?
Speaking of Black Knight, Mahershala Ali's Blade would also be in the movie. There's Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight character. We're going to get those episodes really soon. I'll be doing videos for all those episodes, just like all the other Marvel Disney Plus series. You also have a new version of the main Loki from the Loki series. You can't do a giant Avengers Secret Wars movie without bringing back a version of Loki. Rhodey's War Machine and Ironheart are also probably somewhere on this mural too. And then we just met America Chavez during the Doctor Strange 2 trailer. She'd also be somewhere else on here too, just out of frame. But obviously if you're going to do a Secret Wars movie, you're going to have a lot of variants and a lot of different versions of characters, like you have the X-Men characters that they're going to introduce in the next couple of years, and the new Fantastic Four characters. So they'd also be a big part of Avengers 5, but because they haven't even cast those characters, they wouldn't put them on a picture like this. All the characters on this Avengers 5 picture are people who have already been confirmed and cast in the MCU so far. I know a lot of you are asking, when are we actually going to see Avengers 5? So we know all the Marvel movie dates through 2025 and what most of those movies are. So all the release dates are the same for each year. There's like a February movie, May, July, and a November movie. Starting in 2023, it's the Marvels, that's Captain Marvel 2 in February, then there's Guardians of the Galaxy 3, then Ant-Man 3 Quantumania, and the November movie is probably going to be that new Blade Mahershala Ali film. In 2024, it'll be Deadpool 3, the new Fantastic Four movie, Spider-Man 4, and Captain America 4, all confirmed films. So heading into 2025, they still have 4 movie dates confirmed, but we only know about Shang-Chi 2 and the new X-Men movie. So the soonest they can release Avengers 5 is May 2025, a little over 3 years from the day that I'm posting this video. So we got a little while to wait before we're going to see that film. But Kevin Feige said that they're laying a lot of Easter eggs building towards it the same way they built towards the first Avengers movie in Marvel Phase 1. So as we see more Avengers 5 clues, teasers, Easter eggs in the next couple of movies, I'll be sure to point them out in my videos. But everyone click here for my new Thor Love and Thunder first look video, and click here for my new Spider-Man No Way Home alternate ending and deleted scenes video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.